Okay, strange topic for tonight. You guys may find this interesting, you may find it boring. I want to look at Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak. He was the Prime Minister of Malaysia from 2009 to 2016. You're going to see some parallels here, so just want to get you ready. He was arrested July 3rd of 2018. The U.S. government had investigated him as well as other people. He was caught with 72 large luggage bags and 284 boxes crammed full of tiaras and necklaces and jewels and all kinds of things found in his house. So he had taken $10.6 million out of the government into his own personal bank account. He had $681 million given to him by the Saudis. He, when he first came in, Putin, he was thick as thieves with Putin when he first came in. Putin gave him 18 military planes. They opened up a $2.2 billion trade deal with Russia. Tourism took off. In 2012 alone, 40,000 Russians visited Malaysia. 40,000. $2.2 billion with Russia. Going back to 2017, Trump sent a letter to NATO 1 week before a NATO meeting, July of 2017, I believe. He was trying to rearrange our NATO alliances. He was complaining about defense spending and his resentment and hostilities towards what NATO charges to the U.S., blah, 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 blah. Also on that trip, that was when he had his first solo meeting with Putin. Who is, as we all know, an antagonist of NATO, doesn't like NATO. Najib, on his first day as prime minister, he released 2 prisoners that were anti-government, and he released 8 Islamic militants and 3 foreigners. Now, I couldn't find who the 3 foreigners were, but there were 3 foreigners that were in jail that he released. He changed laws that he changed it to state that the government could seize property without warrants and that arrests could be made without warrants. So it was a big step towards authoritarianism. It was like unprecedented. And under his rule as prime minister, we'll say race relations deteriorated immensely. Is all this sounding familiar? Is all this kind of sounding familiar? I want to look at Najib Razak. I had to write his name down. Najib Razak. Google him. You can look him up. I want to look at, he also met with Trump. Trump visited him. Let's see if I wrote that down. Trump visited him in September of 2017. So, after the NATO meetings, Trump goes and visits him. So, Trump, Putin, Saudis, and Malaysia. Najib, who's now in jail with his very expensive luggage full of jewels, designer handbags, all kinds of stuff. Trying to bust up NATO, trying to have more authoritarian governments. Was Trump meeting with Najib? Was there an agenda there that he wanted to duplicate the Putin agenda? Tell me about Trump and Najib. Somebody wasn't liking what they were offered. Let's just see. Trump was trying to get to calmer waters with him, trying to hang on to the money. Here's Trump in the past as the fool. Sword of truth. Whose truth? Yeah, there's a new plan about money, and it was going to hurt somebody. It was a new plan about money. Ooh. And chained to the devil. Yeah, it's chained to the devil, and it feels like a loss for them. I'm feeling Putin on that. It was burdensome, but it had to do with family wealth, family legacy, family money, trying to make new beginnings. There was a decision that had to be made, and in particular, Queen of Pentacles. Let's ask it this way, because something else that happened under Najib, he opened up to some foreign banks in his rule. He allowed Goldman Sachs and Citigroup to come into Malaysia for the first time. Was Trump trying to do money laundering through Malaysia? With Najib's help. Somebody's going to shine a light on that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, there were a lot of messages going back and forth. The messenger. Look at this justice card sitting right on top of it with Mueller over here in the recent past. I would say Mueller is actually looking at Malaysia. Sense of loss. Can't get to it. Can't get to the money. That winning at all costs. Yeah, and let me take the money from here and put it over there. Feeling defeated. Trying to protect what they've got, but they're in retreat. They can't get to their money. I would say, yep. I don't know why. I just started thinking about that. It's like we haven't heard anything about Najib in a long time in the news. I remember when it came up in 2018 that they arrested him. But it looks to me like there are definite ties to Mueller's investigation. So, Mr. Putin, is that your ultimate goal, just to completely disrupt NATO and establish more authoritarian governments? World domination. Is that your goal? Keep the money in the wealthy hands, the oligarch hands. Ooh, patience, patience, patience. Yeah, so making an offer to the king, making an offer that couldn't be refused, looks like. To borrow a line from The Godfather, family inheritance and the foundation. Look at all the money we can bring you. Anxiety. This is Putin's anxiety. That he doesn't like democracy. He doesn't like democracy. He doesn't like NATO. He doesn't like countries banding together in strength. He used the GOP. This is my GOP card. He used the GOP to try to get to higher ground. Bright sunny days and looking to his future and giving gifts of money. Commitments and bonding. This is the nostalgia card. He wanted the old way. He wanted the old Russia back before it got broken up, before they broke up the Soviet Union into and allowed, countries to stand alone. He wants his old country back. Yeah. And here's the adult bonding card. He's making agreements. Look at how many agreements he's making. Old friends, new friends, and who he's in bed with. I'm just making agreements right and left. He wants everybody to retreat from NATO. He wants them to be embattled, disrupted. And, oh my, there's a lot of communication about it. A lot of communication about it. So I would say, yeah, the trickster. The strength card, I would say Mr. Mueller's totally aware of all the communication. Knew that was coming. Caseloads coming also. I'm going to stop there. I just kept, for some reason, I could not get that Malaysian guy out of my head. And it's like, what happened to him? And what, wasn't he working with Russia also? And he was kind of upset, I think, at one time with Russia going into Afghanistan, and then he started working with them and had all these trade deals. So yeah, there's a little correlation. Just the storyline, the authoritarianism. The other thing Najib did is he killed a lot of funding for federal subsidies for healthcare. He said people just need to get healthier. They just need to live a healthier lifestyle. So he took away a lot of health benefits. There were some issues with the media under him, all kinds of things. So interesting character. It's the Putin playbook. Take a look at him on Google. I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, click the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Subscribe to see the future ones. Thanks. Bye.